Hey guys, welcome to Koz TV. I'm TJ Graney, your host for this episode. Oh, man, we're just a week or two away from bow season here in Texas, and it is 97 degrees. There's so many times I've sat in the deer stand in early season and sweat like it was the middle of summer. But I'm looking forward to it. Sweat or no sweat, I'm set up out here on the new property. I've got a bunch of brush. You can see behind me, there's an implement that goes on the front of a Bobcat tractor, and it's a grinder, and it just took out all the brush, and now we have some open areas. But one of the things I wanted to mention to you about that was, so now there's all this kind of mulched material on the ground. Some of it's big chunks. And I asked the guys who do the grinding, I said, so what do we do with that? I mean, some of it's cedar and some of it's oak and all kinds of stuff. And they said, well, you put a rake implement on your tractor and you rake it up. And I said, oh, okay, well, just big brush pile, diesel, big flame. They said, no. What you want is you want to take that stuff and you want to make a fire line. So it's this long line of material. You just spread this long line of it, and then you light one end, and then it slowly burns to the other end. And so you don't have that big flame, that big fire that scorches all the trees and everything, all the brush around it. It doesn't have all the big sparks and everything flying everywhere and on all different areas. It's not this super intense thing that just quickly burns out and leaves bits and pieces smoldering and maybe even not even burn. It's just quick and fast. And in brush piles, I've done that out here before in my brush piles, and these guys said, no, this is a fire line. It's slow and steady, and you'll see that it'll just gradually go across and it'll be fully burned. It'll be burned down to ashes. And so I did it at a couple of places. And it just, what I was thinking about when I was doing it was, so often when we get drawn into ministry, we finally find our ministry calling, we just go crazy. It's like, oh my gosh, yeah, and then you're all active. Well, then you get called to do something else. You come up with these other ideas and you get over there and you start doing that. And all of a sudden you got all this stuff going. You're this huge flame, this huge brush pile on fire. And then you burn out. And then you drop out. So often, when a church or when a ministry sees a guy who's on fire, who's killing it, who's just digging in, they want him to help here. They need help over here. Because not every guy's doing it. Not every guy's engaged, getting things done. And so, I just want to encourage you that, brothers, you have trained to do KOZ. You have trained to do KOZ. So stick with it. Stick with KOZ. And you're an expert. You know the nuances. And there's plenty of harvest out there for you as a KOZ leader. And the word we talk about in training is the 2-letter word no. You can say no. So be a slow, steady burn, guys. Stay focused on what your calling is in KOZ. If God calls you out, okay, I get it. He says, okay, I want you to do something else. But then go to that and focus on that. Don't try and be a brush pile. Be a slow fire line, brothers. This month coming up is deer season. We're talking about deer hunting. So many of you guys are going to drag a deer into your Saturday morning and be skinning it and gutting it. And or no, that's November. October is next, and which is archery. Super good one for archery, right? Don't forget your Do Hard Things Challenge. Your Do Hard Things Challenge comes up, and it's been such, man, the notes we've gotten from guys about the things the boys have learned from the DHT Challenge. Man. It's beautiful. So, guys, we love you. It's KOZ. You are a KOZ leader. You are a minister in the ministry of KOZ. You matter. You're trained. You're a specialist. Slow burn, guys. Slow and steady. God love you. Regulators, let's mount up.